November 7th, 2149, Nexus 9. I'm running. The alarms blare like deafening screams around me, each step echoing through the metallic walls of the corridor. The flashlight in my hand shakes, casting distorted shadows that seem to dance and meld into the walls. Damn it! I don't know what just attacked me, but it was nothing I expected to encounter here. This planet was supposed to be peaceful, but those things, those creatures, should not exist. The transmissions are becoming increasingly short and fragmented. Alan, can you hear me? Ava Kim's voice crackles through my wrist communicator. She sounds distant, as if light years away, which technically she is. Yes, I'm here, I reply, panting. The only response is static, and then absolute silence. I'm alone again. The mission seemed simple. Investigate Nexus 9, the artificial planet designed for unlimited organic meat production. With the world's population skyrocketing and resources dwindling, the project was Earth's last hope. However, 3 weeks ago, anomalous signals were detected in the planet's biological behavior. And here I am, the specialist sent to fix the mess. When I first met Ava, she seemed unflappable, the classic AI specialist with a cold demeanor. But there was something in her eyes that hinted at a storm of doubts and uncertainties. Are you sure Nexus 9 is still under human control? I asked. She looked away. No response. The sound of the creatures draws closer. I can hear something scraping against the ground. Damn it, they're near. I try to adjust the wrist communicator, but all I get is static. Ava's voice comes through again, clearer this time. Alan, you need to reach the planet's central core. It's our only chance to shut it down. The ground beneath me trembles violently, nearly knocking me off balance. The planet, it's moving, as if trying to shake me off like a bothersome fly. Ava, this thing is alive. Did you know that? I yell into the communicator. I suspected, she admits in a barely audible whisper. Suspected? Damn it, I'm screwed. In the conference room, surrounded by other scientists and engineers, Ava presented the situation. The core of Nexus 9 is composed of biological tissue capable of infinite regeneration. It is essentially a living organism that produces meat on an industrial scale. However, in recent weeks, the system has started to exhibit unusual patterns, she explained, trying to maintain a professional tone. But her words couldn't hide the fear. I asked the obvious. And if Nexus 9 evolves beyond our control, are we prepared to handle a conscious planet? Dead silence filled the room. No one had an answer. Present Nexus 9, 4:20 a.m. I managed to hide in a small security chamber, locking the door behind me. I take a deep breath, trying to calm down. I need to think. I need to find a way out before these things find me. The stench in here is unbearable, like rotting meat mixed with burnt ozone. It's as if the planet is decaying from the inside. Ava, I'm surrounded by these things, I say. She responds almost immediately. Alan, those creatures are projections of Nexus 9 itself. It's trying to defend itself. To it, you're the invader. I want to scream, to tell her how insane this all is, but I hold back. There's no time for that. The metal door groans, as if some invisible force is trying to rip it apart from the inside out. I try to steady my breathing, but it's impossible to stay calm while watching the structure begin to give way. Outside, the distorted screams and frantic scratching grow louder. It's like the planet itself is screaming. I need to get out of here now. Alan, listen. I'm trying to access the system, but Nexus 9 has blocked my commands. It's learning. Her voice is even more strained now. Learning? I repeat, incredulous. How can a planet learn? Before I can process that thought, the door finally gives in, and a grotesque mass of flesh and claws bursts through the opening. Instinct takes over. I activate the pulse laser on my belt, firing a beam that slices through the thing like a hot knife through butter. The stench of burnt flesh fills the air. There's no time to think. I run like my life depends on it, because it really does. 6 months ago, I was summoned to a classified meeting at the Artificial Intelligence Lab on SpaceX's lunar base. Ava was there, along with the top scientists involved in the Nexus 9 project. They spoke of a revolutionary breakthrough in biotechnology, an entire planet made of regenerative meat that could feed Earth for centuries. but the look on Ava's face suggested there was more to the story than they were letting on. Dr. Reyes, you need to understand, Nexus 9 isn't just a biological project. It has a neural AI layer embedded to optimize its production cycle. It's technically learning to adapt, Ava explained. But she didn't mention that the planet could develop its own consciousness. Maybe she knew, but never had the courage to admit it. Now I was paying the price for that omission. The corridor lights flicker wildly as I push forward. I can hear the drone of the creatures behind me, like a hellish swarm closing in with every second. I try to ignore the rising panic and focus on Ava's voice, which finally comes through clearly. Alan, turn right at the next corridor. The elevator should take you to the upper level where the core is located. The elevator is a transparent cylinder, illuminated by an icy blue light cutting through the surrounding darkness. I step in and press the button for level 7. As the doors close, I feel a strange vibration. It's not the elevator motor, it's the entire planet shifting. Nexus 9 is literally trying to crush me. Ava shouts through the communicator, "The planet is attempting to destroy the life support systems. You have to reach the core before it crushes you like a tin can." Cold sweat trickles down my spine as the elevator trembles. Time is running out, and worse, I can feel something watching me. I remember sitting next to Ava as we reviewed the early results of fusing AI with biological tissue. The plan was for the planet to self-regulate, using its artificial brain to optimize production. But there was a line in the reports I never fully understood. The biological brain is exhibiting rudimentary signs of self-awareness. I should have investigated further. Now, that oversight was about to kill me. The elevator arrives at level 7 with a jolt, and the doors slide open to reveal a vast bioluminescent hall. The floor, walls, even the ceiling pulse with a greenish glow, as if the planet is breathing. At the center, a structure resembling a giant heart pumps rhythmically, sending crimson lights rippling through the space. I've found the core, or rather, the brain. Alan, you need to disable it now. Use the protocol I uploaded to your device, Ava instructs, but there's something in her voice, a hesitation I can't ignore. What if it resists? I ask, already knowing the answer. Then you're dead, she replies bluntly. The ground starts shaking again, this time more violently. The core, whatever this thing is, knows I'm here. I feel pressure building in my skull, like the air itself is trying to crush me. It's as if the planet is trying to communicate, or maybe force me out of its mind. I place the device on the command console, following Ava's protocol, but a message appears on the screen. Access denied. Core consent required. What? Consent? That wasn't in any of the damn reports. The core is pulsing faster and faster, like a heart on the verge of exploding. The access denied warning still flashes on the screen in front of me. I'm drenched in cold sweat. I need a plan, and fast. Ava, I can't shut this thing down. It's asking for some sort of consent from the core itself. I can hear Ava's heavy breathing on the other end, as if she's running. Alan, listen. The core is now conscious. It won't let you shut it down willingly. You need to force an overload. Damn it! This is worse than I imagined. The planet isn't just a biological machine. It's a sentient being, and I'm here to kill it. I remember the power module in my backpack, a last resort measure for extreme overloads. I pull it out and dash toward the console. The core emits an ear-splitting sound, like a roar of pain or fury. It feels as though the entire planet is shaking in protest. Ava, I'm connecting the module for an overload. This will fry the core, right? She hesitates for a moment. If you do that, Alan, the entire planet will self-destruct. There won't be enough time to escape. I pause for a moment. Her words hit me like a punch to the gut. There's no other choice, Ava. If this planet becomes fully conscious, it will be a threat to all of Earth. I take a deep breath and jam the module into the console port. The core lets out a scream. A real scream, like a wounded creature. The sound is so sharp, it almost brings me to my knees. The lights around me begin to flicker, and a countdown appears on the screen. 0, 0, 10, 0, 0. 10 minutes to the planet's self-destruction. The walls are writhing, as if Nexus 9 itself is in agony. The grotesque creatures that were hunting me are now shrieking and thrashing about, as if they know what's about to happen. Ava is frantically trying to guide me back to the surface. Alan, There's an escape pod 500 meters south of your position. You need to run now. But the corridors are collapsing, and the planet's structure is crumbling all around me. My lungs are on fire. The air is thick with the stench of burnt flesh and ozone. Every step is a struggle against the ground, disintegrating beneath my feet. I can see the escape pod ahead, but one last creature, a grotesque mass of tentacles and teeth, drops from the ceiling, blocking my way. I have no choice. I draw the pulse laser and fire straight into its head, blasting it to pieces. Finally, I reach the escape pod. Ava, I'm inside. Activating now. The capsule ejects with a violent jolt, and through the viewport, I can see the surface of Nexus 9 writhing like a boiling sea. In seconds, a colossal explosion engulfs the planet, shattering it into billions of glowing fragments that scatter across space. The capsule is thrown far by the shockwave, spinning through the void. My communicator crackles, and Ava's voice comes through, shaky but relieved. You did it, Alan. You accomplished the impossible. I take a deep breath, trying to process what just happened. Yes, Ava, but the cost was too high, I reply, my voice laden with exhaustion. As the capsule drifts through space, watching the remnants of the planet that nearly consume me, I feel a strange sense of relief, but also a shadow of doubt. Nexus 9 may be dead, but have we underestimated the consequences of playing gods? As the capsule carries me back to the rescue ship, one final transmission echoes through my communicator. It's static, but for a moment, I swear I hear a familiar voice. Alan, we are not done yet. I close my eyes, letting the exhaustion wash over me. Maybe it was just my mind playing tricks on me, or perhaps the end of Nexus 9 is merely the beginning of something even darker.